Welcome to episode 110, and this is a journey through the Bible with Mukhwana Isaac. I am glad that you are following steadily. You are moving with me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yesterday we saw Mary's calling to be the mother of the Redeemer, how the angel of the Lord appeared, Gabriel, and gave her the news. Of course, it startled her, it surprised her. She was upset because the message she got wasn't really, probably to a certain extent, wasn't that kind of message she expected. Yes, she must have been humble, the Anawa, the Anawim, the poor servant of Yahweh. But of course, the weight, the strength of the message upset her. Now, an ardent follower of a journey through the Bible, that is Miss Loy, if not mistaken, asked me yesterday, but why do you keep saying Anawim? Anawim, why do you keep saying so? Now, you see, the prophet is Zephaniah, best described the spirit of these holy ones, the chosen and faithful remnant of Israel. When we talk about the Anawim, when I mention Anawim, I remember one time, if you went back to the episode where I shared with you the right ideas of the faithful few, those people, these were a few fervent Jews who had other ideas about the Messiah and his kingdom. They were the pious people. They had read and meditated upon the prophet's writing. They did not know exactly what sort of the kingdom would be. And that is why Mary, we saw yesterday Mary being upset on hearing the message, being called, "Blessed are you." Now, this group of pious people, I mentioned some names. Talk of Hannah, talk of Simeon, the one who carried baby Jesus, talk of Joseph, talk of Mary, the poorest servant of God, the poorest servant of Yahweh. And these are called Anawim, Anawa. And today, let us now look at the response of this poor servant of Yahweh, of this Anawim. Mary said to the angel, "How can this be, since I have no husband?" We get this in Luke chapter 1, verse 34. Mary was having, of course, there is a certain guy who had started looking at her with I don't know, with long eyes, if I may say, Joseph. But it's not like today where you are in courtship, you are with a man, a woman, a girl and a boy discover themselves, and before they come to church, someone says, "My friend, I must know what I'm taking home." So it's not something we are referring to. Okay, this gentleman will have to have close affairs with this lady, and even go an extra mile maybe of testing if this person can give birth, and the person will even conceive. So they will tell you, how can I really take home what I do not know? That is how courtship is done these days. But those days, I've just seen based on what I've read in the Bible, people could even stay together, but without having anything to do with sexual intercourse. So Mary was in a relationship with Joseph, but they didn't know anything like that. They didn't do anything to do with that. And that is why she asked, man, why do you say this? How will this be possible? Yet I know not man, I have no husband. Likewise, when it comes to Joseph, when the news came to him, said, please take her as your wife. And it continued. So Mary was at this time engaged to Joseph. I don't know whether they had given her an engagement ring, but she was engaged. I don't know how things were being done that time. She could have had a child in a normal way. Her words show that in some way or other, Mary and Joseph had decided to marry, but to give God the gift of their perpetual virginity. God had accepted Mary's gift of virginity, and it was this very gift that made it possible for him to do in Mary what he wanted. Do with me whatever you will. So he had wanted, of course, and that is to make her child also his child, not the child of Joseph, not the child of man. And that is why Joseph is known as the forefather of our blessed Lord Jesus Christ. This conversation is a long one, and we shall really proceed tomorrow, getting deep into it, and of course getting a number of lessons from these episodes, and we get to know what it teaches you and myself. I have been Mukhwana Isaac with a journey through the Bible. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be blessed, and we'll link up in another episode which I'll be doing tomorrow about how things moved on in Luke 1:35. Be blessed.